Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Geoguessr. We're doing a diverse world today. It is a map by mapper, 3-minute limit, and our goal is to find out where, when, and why, and how. And to be honest, I don't know. I don't want to be here right now. It's a weird location. We have these weird things on the side of the road. It reminds me of the Swedish markings, and we do have a reddish style road. The signs all feel Swedish. Everything is pointing us towards Sweden, but something about this just doesn't feel good. I don't know. I think I want, like, more mountains or something. Which is very weird to say. Very weird to say. Do have plenty of trees. Nothing we can really do about that. We have Swedish markings. We have E4N. I don't know if E4 is a real... it's a real fucking road. And then 333, which is probably the kilometer marker we're on. Maybe 333 stands for something else. It starts down here, so it would probably be north of Stockholm. That would be my guess. We're going to try and find town names. But I don't have my hopes up to find town names. I think we just found town names. No, so it's got to be a road. So it's got to be 444 and 333, which would essentially be the same thing. Where would 333 form? Well, here's 303. Here's 83. We also found 334, as seen on this sign right here. We do have town names, but I don't think that's really important. 307, 331, 330. We gotta be close. 90, 332, 334. Here's 333, 334, and E4. But if we follow 333, where does it go? It goes over to 90. But it doesn't change into 90. What? And then 334 goes south. Unless it is into 90. There's no way. Alright. Return to start. We'll go the other way for 10 seconds. Great. I think it's up here more. Skull, because it's a great name. We're near the 333. We're near the 334. We are on E4. I think it's in this general region, but yeah, so it wasn't actually on E4. Did the E4 have a dashed line around it? If it did, that would make sense. But here is the 333. There is the 334. It all kind of makes sense. Blue on the license plate. We do have the antenna. We don't get to see what this says, although maybe eventually. Looks French, and the 02 area code would be the northeast. Because 1 is Paris, northwest, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we find proof? Blue on the license plate makes sense. That Le Got du Jardin looks pretty French to me. What about this? Yeah, it's France. So we know it's the northwest because of the phone number on the van. But I do want to point out, vehicles travel. So I don't know if we can rely on that to, without a doubt, say that it's definitely the northwest region. That looks like it's a 06, which are mobile. So, fuck mobile numbers. Mobile numbers are everywhere, and they're not really that useful. Especially in Europe. In the United States, it doesn't really matter because your area code in the United States is tied to a region, not to a different thing. So if you see, for an example, let's choose a random number, like a 533. I don't know if 533 is a real area code, but let's say it is. We do have a 02. Mobile numbers and landlines in the United States will have that same area code. It's different in Europe and in other places where mobile numbers have their own. I wish they didn't. It's definitely easier when you can just guess a region based on the area code, whether or not it's a mobile or not. We do have what appears to be water coming through. So we should probably guess near like a river, like the Loire, or maybe even the coastline. I don't think this is a big enough river to really matter. Let's go to Marpi. It's kind of the hedge in the northwest region. And we're just going to throw it down, fuck it. Ends up being way to the south. Damn. Still in the correct region for the phone number. But I don't think we realized how close to a coastline we really were. And that's also a pretty crazy design. That's cool. Definitely cool. Gen 2 coverage in South Africa. Wessel, Bron, and Bulfon. I don't know where any of these are. It kind of looks like Bulfontein, but I don't think it is. Where else could we be? Wessel, Bron? What would Wesselbron mean? I don't think it means anything. Well, fuck. It's a good thing we could travel for 15 miles in a single direction. I also got to figure out why the path logger's not working. It might have an update, or it might have been that Google Chrome had an update, or it might have been that Tamper Monkey had an update and just things don't work anymore. I don't know. I'm not really good with technology. I can do what makes sense to me, and code does not make sense to me. It doesn't look like we're finding any signs, but we still have quite a lot of time. We might get lucky. We are driving on the left-hand side of the road, so we are paying attention to the signs on the left, not the right, because the ones on the right are going to be backwards. But we just need to find a sign that points us to, like, Pretoria, to Bloemfontein, to Johannesburg. Any of those signs would be greatly appreciated. Even something like, well, it's not Port Elizabeth anymore, but the signs are still going to say Port Elizabeth. We've reached the end of the line. We can also try and find road numbers. Road numbers are generally useful. However, the R numbers are not really organized in a way that's going to make sense. So we might just be running around looking for a number that we're not going to find. And you guys all know how great I am at finding road numbers. We can find every number but the one we're looking for. It seems to be a special talent that I have, although maybe it's more of a curse. But this is middle of fucking nowhere. We've seen like 4 houses. And that's not that many. A lot of sunflowers. I didn't actually think that South Africa grew sunflowers. That's actually interesting to know. I do love me some sunflowers. They're nice looking. Yeah, Bultfontein on R719. So we got to be somewhere near Bloemfontein. Here's 702, 717, 715. We've got to be over in this area. And then I don't know where Wesselton is. And I don't see it from a distance. So, hope for luck somewhere near Bloemfontein. It ends up being 118 miles to the north. Okay. There's Wesselsbron. We did see that, although we didn't zoom in enough to be able to find it. And no, there's actually a place called Bultfontein. And Bloemfontein is just a coincidence. And we could have seen that from a distance. But we're fucking stupid. I hate this sometimes. Alto, nothing on the vehicle. Mexico. Done. The only other place it could have been was Guatemala or Puerto Rico, and we don't have the antenna. We don't have the roof rack. So guess where it is? You guessed right. Mexico. I don't think we're going to be able to figure out where in Mexico we are. We really rely too much on the state shields of Mexico. Those are really useful. So I doubt we're going to find anything that's going to be helpful. Gen 4 coverage, we have mountains and it's not deserts. We can't be too far north. It doesn't feel tropical, so the Yucatan's out of the question. We are heading to the west where the mountains are, so it could be kind of along this stretch right here. It's definitely not Baja California. That's out of the question. So it's generally stuck with the middle region of Mexico. And too bad I don't know too much about the license plates of Mexico. Be incredibly helpful here. Let's just drop it in Jalisco. It's probably not going to be correct, but we're going to drop it here. Way to the north. This is supposed to be a fucking desert. Well, fuck it. I don't care. I don't care. We have the car. Easy peasy. I don't even... Yeah, okay. Okay. So, at this point, I don't know what we want to do. I really don't. Right-hand side, roof rack, yellow divider line. I kind of mentioned it last round. We don't have too much of a landmass to guess. I don't think we're going to really find anything in Guatemala that's going to point us to a different direction. Just a yellow warning sign. We never really find signs when we're in Guatemala. A lot of the north of Guatemala doesn't have coverage, so keep it to the south. South Central is usually a good hedge. If we don't find anything by the 1 minute 30 mark, we're just going to guess. We're going to break 20,000. That's fine. It's great if you really think about it when the average score in a diverse world used to be 12 grand. So anything over 12 grand we used to be happy with. Now it's anything over 20 grand we're happy with. I know our average, slowly is going up, but eventually, man, like, come on. You're just going to have to find something. I hate getting these really rural, remote locations. They're not fun to me. They're not. Cool, we're in Guatemala. Where? Oh, you don't want to tell me for 3 fucking minutes? No. Fuck you. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It does end up being further to the north. It looks like Screenshot the World just hedged. We just hedged. That's probably one of the furthest north places in Guatemala. Literally, like, 4 roads exist up north. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Not a bad game. Clearly could have had a way better Mexico guess, but we didn't care enough. Could have had a better Guatemala guess, but we didn't care enough. Could have had a better South Africa guess, but we didn't find shit. And then France, we just hedged based off a phone number. It was not a good day. Not a good day, and you could tell. Screenshot the World in first place, 23-7. Not bad for Don coming in second. Only about 50 points behind, so very close game. I don't know how to pronounce your name in third at 23-166. Tresmond in fourth, 22-9. Arseny in fifth at 22-8-7, so very close game. Carl's in sixth, 22-275. We really didn't spend the time we should have spent. We really didn't. Azimuth in 7th, 22-48. Bo in 8th, 21-762. We pulled off 9th. Ionica Messery in 10th at 20,579. And Mr. Yag, Jakarta, 44 seconds, 20 grand. I mean, think about it. We knew what country, we knew the general region of each country pretty much right away. So we could have probably done the same thing in non-moving. Mainly because we didn't really move our guess once we had it. The one thing we really lucked out on was Sweden. Getting a pretty good guess in Sweden, but we kind of fucked up everywhere else. Really did. Fuck Mexico, man. The north is supposed to be a fucking desert. That was so green. I didn't even think it could be that far north. But that's going to be where we call it for the day, so thank you all so much for being here. I hope you all enjoyed. We will be live again on Twitch tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be working on North Macedonia, so if you guys know anything about North Macedonia, feel free to either talk about it in the comment section or join the stream. There is a poll up on the Twitter. You can also find a link to that in the description, where you can vote on the next region we're going to do in GeoTips. Things like the Baltics and the Nordics, Central Europe, Western Europe, or Curveball North America. But I look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow. If not, enjoy the rest of your day, and bye-bye.